Yes, I'm here. I'm live. It's working. Yes, again. Welcome to Temple Talk Live. I am Kat Pons, your host and restoration coach, where I help busy moms like you to renew your mind, refire your spirit, and restore your temple so that you can flourish in all areas and seasons of life. Listen, I'm super excited to be here. Today is our day 2 of our series, our Temple Talk series, as we rev up our recharge coaching launch here on next Monday. But that's all that good stuff. I just want to, before we begin, if this is your first time here, please put hashtag new so that I can properly greet you and welcome you into our Restoration Chicas community. If you're catching the replay, by all means, please put hashtag replay so that I can properly greet you. And those who are present with me, let me know where you are tuning in from. I like to know. And so that I can come back around and hit you up in the comment section. So previously, in our previous video that we did, we talked about setting God goals. So today we're going to focus on our temples, which is, our bodies. And that's, in the Bible where God says that don't you not know that your body is God's temple, right? So that's where this biblical truth is coming from, that is God's temple, that our body is God's temple. And the reason why it is God's temple is because we're the ecclesia, and also the Holy Spirit resides in us, so that we need to utilize this body and honor it as God's temple, right? I also have an amazing series on that as well. You can find that in our in our Restoration from Within page, and I usually do that the series quarterly, so stay tuned for that. All right. So without further ado, today we're going to cover foods that zap your energy. Yes, mama. I know you're like, man, I have no energy. I need to recharge. So today I'm going to give you some tips on what are some foods that you need to be looking for, or to identify and to remove or drastically reduce from your diet and your family's diet, so that it can stop zapping you of energy, right? Because that's one thing that we need, especially running around with the kids, whether it is having toddlers running around, or having, kids trying to do the ninja challenge in your living room, or it's, driving around the kids for their sports activities or any other youth activities that they have. We need the energy, right? We don't want to be operating from an empty cup. We want to always operate from the overflow of the cup, not even from the cup, but from the overflow of the cup, so that we know that we're taking care of ourselves. Because this year, I challenge you, and I hope that you've made it a challenge for yourself. This year, I want you to make yourself a priority. No longer are you going to put yourself on the back burner, because that mindset, that perception also is what's draining you out of the energy. It's zapping you of the energy that you have. No longer you have to be the work martyr, or no longer you have to wear that Superman cape, sis. It's cute. It looks cute. That badge looks cute or whatnot. But trust me when I tell you, it is not serving you at all. It is a disservice to yourself, to God, and also to your loved ones, because you're not operating from your optimal state, from your optimal healthy state. All right, so let's get to number 1. So in my notes, I got about 4 of them that I'm going to drop to you. And so the first one I have, my first tip is to eliminate or drastically reduce energy drinks. Yes, I understand that the word on it, it says energy, and you're trying to gain some energy, but trust and believe that energy drinks are really your worst enemy. Why? Because it gives you like a quick high zap of, like not a zap of energy, but a high energy, but it zaps you like it, but it has a really down, it has a downer. It zaps you of the energy. You only have like a short period of time. And what you're trying to do, sis, is that you're not trying to get energy for that one period. You're trying to get energy throughout the day. We're thinking longevity now. We're not thinking about, I just need it right now. Because what's going to happen is that once you get that high and you come back down, guess what you need to do? You're going to have to get another energy drink. And so that's the for those unhealthy energy drinks, because not all energy drinks are created equal. And so there are some healthy alternatives. But the first thing that you want to do, I'm getting ahead of myself, is to do something first before going to grasp or embrace that energy drink, right? So what you want to do is you need to know and understand, sis, that when you're drinking that energy drink is for short term. You want longevity. You want to have that energy and that stamina throughout the day. Because let me tell you, 30 minutes or an hour of energy is not going to suffice when you have kids, when you have responsibilities outside of the home and inside of the home, right? And we don't want to create a cycle or an addiction to the energy drinks, and having that really, it's going to create an adverse reaction to your body. Because there's some energy drinks that I've seen, even videos and reels. I'm not going to mention the name of the company, but it has literally created people to think that they're having anxiety or panic attacks. So because some of them are the stimulants that they have, it's caffeine, but it's high dosages of caffeine and high dosages of sugar. Here in my notes, it says they usually contain 80 to 150 milligrams of caffeine per 8 ounces, which is equivalent to 5 ounces of coffee or two 12-ounce cans of caffeinated soda. Right there. So you see, I'm giving you a two-hitter right now. We're talking about energy drinks, but we also have to consider soda as well, because they're caffeinated drinks as well. Listen, you don't get no judgment from me. There was a time in my life, I think, for like from when I was a kid to probably in my 20s. If I got cut, I bled Pepsi. You hear me? I bled soda. I bled soda. And so but it caught up to me, and I thank God for the opportunity that he gave me, the awareness, because through lack of knowledge people perish, and I thank you that he gave me the hunger to get more knowledge, which helped me to better understand the impacts of what they do. Because once you get the knowledge, now it's up to you to take action for it. And when you take action for it, it empowers you into being an informed consumer. So that's why it's not just, you're not here live right now to just learn what's zapping you of energy, but it's also helping you to be an informed consumer. Because I'm gonna give you some strategy. What happens? These grocery stores. I don't know if you've ever been to a specific grocery store in one location in one city, but you go to another city, they don't have the same products, right? That's because in that store, they take the data that is recorded at the register, they go back and they read that data, and whatever the consumer is purchasing, that's what they're going to bring more of in that specific store or in that specific area. Once you become an informed consumer and you use your money, that's the power, to purchase what's going to be beneficial for you, being an informed consumer. Guess what? They're going to get more data, and then they're going to cater to what's the need of that community. And once you make that change, guess what? As the influencer of the home, that's gonna really make a difference. And so that's why they even target women when it comes to like grocery products or home care products, because they know that we're the top consumers. So I just gave you some intel there, and the power that you have in what you spend your money in, and how that impacts what's coming into the community. So that's why you've seen a change these several years, probably the past 5-10 years. You see that there's more varieties now, because the consumers have become informed consumers, and that impacted the way that that impacted the what's coming into the stores. Hey, how y'all doing? Thank you so much for joining us, Annette, Latasha. I'm so happy to have you here with us. And those who are just joining us now, we're talking about things, foods, not things, foods that zap your energy, foods that zap your energy. Another one that I wanted to talk about. Oh, wait, I can't go. So if you're looking for a healthy alternative, a healthy alternative, when I was saying that, not all energy drinks are created equal, there are some energy drinks. I recommend them in my community because, I recommend them, but they're more naturally derived drinks. And so what you want to look at is the ingredients. And I get into that a lot. That's what we're going to do in our upcoming Recharge coaching program. I'm going to literally teach you like the basics and the fundamentals of how to read labels so that you can become an informed consumer, and some apps that you can utilize. I'm telling you, listen, I'm giving you the tea. I'm even going to talk about the science behind what you're eating, what it's really telling about how you feel about your emotions. Yep, that's how deep we're gonna get when we get into restoring your temple. So one of the things that you can use as food, I'd rather you go to food first, because food equals fuel, and that's the fuel that you're sowing life into your body, right? And so some foods that you can use is bananas, apples, pineapples, and also oatmeal. Oatmeal is the breakfast of champions. That's one of my homegirls, Nikki. She tells me, she's like, "Girl, I love oatmeal because it's the breakfast of champions." And I strongly believe that. That's one of the first go-to meals that we have here, or oatmeal bars, or protein bars with oatmeal. And so it's really, really good. So these are some other substitutes that you can have as sources of energy. Remember, we're not looking for short-term satisfaction. We're looking for long-term, consistently making those changes so that we can show up in our lifespan as well. Because what we're trying to do here is not trying to find a fix quick. We're not part of the microwave agenda. We're part of the slow and steady, because, girl, I don't know about you, but me, I'm trying to age gracefully and not drastically. Okay, I'm trying. You see these gray hairs, they're already coming in. And listen, I don't mind them. I'm celebrating because I consider that wisdom, right? I got skin in the game when it comes to wisdom, but I'm trying to age gracefully and not drastically. I'm trying to attend my great grandchildren's graduation. I'm trying to have a sound mind and a sound body. That's those are my goals, and so that starts with fueling your body with good stuff, and that's what we're talking about, right? So the second one that I wanted to talk about was whites. That's, just keep that in mind. White is not right? That's our thing. White is not right. And so what am I talking about? I'm talking about grains. I'm talking about bread, white bread. I'm talking about white pasta. I'm talking about white rice. They have no nutritional value. I'll say it again. They have no nutritional value. They have gone through a process, right? In I call it the laboratory, but they have been in commercial warehouse. They have gone through a process, like that grain has gone through a process where it has been separated. The fiber that we actually need has been separated. Then it has been bleached, and then they bring a substitute for that fiber, or they rebring that fiber again. It's not in its God created form. And so upon my research, it states here, white carbs like bread and pasta have their fiber removed from the grain, like I told you, and it's also bleached to have that white color. And then the fiber found in brown or whole grains, those are the things that I want you to transition into. Our varieties is essential in slowing down the digestion and providing a stable, long-lasting energy. Remember, we're here for the long haul, and so, and once that happens, is that once because it takes longer to break it down as well. And I'll go into that in my when I talk about my next tip. But it says that long lasting energy. Without fiber, these foods are digested into your body at a super rate fast, causing a rapid energy spike followed by a rapid energy drop Y'all see that? It's happening everywhere. Because why? Because one of the main ingredients in those energy drinks, in the sodas, and even in these I mean, not whole grains, but in these white breads and pastas, you can find that it's sugar, right? And it's processed. It's highly processed foods. So it's not. It has not. It has been altered. So it's not doing its original plan that God intended it to be. So so what happens is it makes you feel tired because your body is focusing on breaking it down and sending it to its respective places. But it just sits there. It sits there because it takes a while to do it. But if the more that we eat, as far as like white breads and white pasta and white rice, your body comes accustomed to it. But that's why you lack the energy, because it's taking away from you to focus on the digestive process of your stomach. I hope that makes sense. I hope it does, right? Let me see. Um, uh, Annette said plain cinnamon or plain or cinnamon. I don't know what you are referring to as far as plain, but as far as cinnamon is really good for cardiovascular health. I highly encourage you to utilize that, not just in your oatmeals or in I use, there's a specific tea. I like to use it in my tea. I like to use it as a sweetener, or when I make, I like the whole grain, the Ezekiel whole grain bread with cinnamon and raisins. So I like that, but it's really good. It's really, really good for cardiovascular health. So I try to incorporate it even in my protein drinks as well. So yeah, so what you can do is go for the browns, like whole wheat or whole grain, 7 sprouts, or 7 grain sprouts. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, Annette says, okay, yes. So I guess we were on the same page. All right. So we talked about two things already that you can eliminate. That's zapping you out of energy, busy mama. Right. We talked about energy drinks, and we slid in on the side. We also talked about sodas, right? And so that's also not healthy. Whether clear or dark sodas, especially dark sodas, because dark sodas are just like, they really heavy laden with sugar. And I just want to take a little quick just a quick side note, because I'm just here sharing the goods, right? So when you're thinking that, oh well, I'm taking zero, a soda that's it says their name and then it says zero, or it says no caffeine or nothing like that, or it has zero sugar. Well, they substituted with aspartame, and aspartame is really, it's not, it causes behavioral issues in children. It causes health issues as well, because these sugars that are in these drinks, they actually turn into fat. That's really what it is. And for those of you, my chicas, who are trying to maintain a healthy, manage your weight, or trying to reduce your weight, that's one of your health goals in this year. That's, you have to steer away from these areas, even those false sugars. If you're trying to find something sweet, I would suggest, especially for those who are challenged with diabetes, stevia, or dates, or coconut sugars. So yeah, I'm giving y'all all the goods today. Y'all better be taking some good notes, and I better see some actions, right? I want to encourage y'all. So as far as the grains, try to get the whole grain carbs, the whole grain breads. And so the last one that I want to talk to you before we leave out today is, I want to talk to you about fried and fast foods. Listen, again, I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you. I'm just the conduit of the news, right? And so my family, currently, we're in the 80/20 diet lifestyle. And so when I'm saying diet, it's not like I am hindering myself from eating certain things. We're the 80/20, which means it's 80% we're eating healthy, and we're walking our way towards being 100%, but 20% of the time, it's a free fall. But we're making more intentional decisions in this season right now in that 80-20 VAS, where our goal is for this quarter is to go 90-10. So 90% healthy and 10% we can make choices. But it still has to be within the realm of health and wellness, a healthy choice. So fried foods and fast foods. So these are highly, the fast foods are highly processed. And so what happens is that when you eat fried foods and also fast foods, they're high in fat, right? And because they're high in fat, that means that they're what? They're low in fiber. And so these two factors, whenever you encounter them, when you're eating fried foods or fast foods, they slow down the digestion. Remember, we talked about that? And so because they slow down the digestion, that means that it reduces the speed in which the energy boosting that you're trying to get is delayed because the your body is focused on eating, right? Focused on digesting that food, and so it delays the energy that you should be getting from the food. Remember, because the food is fuel for your temple, and so when you choose, let me put it like this: when you choose to sow life, which when I say life is God created foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, those type of things, you're sowing life back into your body, because those God created those things for you to sow life into your body so that you can be re-energized, so that you can be refueled, so that you can sow life into all areas of your body, right? So that's what you're doing when you're doing that. However, when you are eating highly processed foods, or fried foods, or energy, or you're drinking energy drinks, or you're eating white pasta, white bread, and these are processed, these are human made foods because they're highly processed, or highly or fat, or fried foods. Guess what you're doing? You're doing the opposite. You're not sowing life into your body, you're sowing death into your body. And yes, it's not an instantaneous thing, but in the long term of you doing that, that's where the diseases come into your life. That's when people are challenged with high blood pressure, low blood pressure, high cholesterol, low cholesterol, any cardiovascular issues, any allergies towards foods, uh, even digestive challenges. So when you choose to be an informed consumer, what you're also doing is that you are taking your health and wellness in your own hands. You're making decisions because thy food is your medicine. The food is your medicine. And so I hope that really helped you here today, and I hope that really really blessed you as you take these notes that I gave you and be an informed consumer, and also be an amazing gatekeeper of what you're sowing into your body, that you're sowing life, and knowing and understanding that these things, whether they give you like a short-term high, they're really not feeding your body like it's supposed to be. It's not sowing life into your body. And remember, we're here for the long haul. Sis, we're trying to age gracefully and not drastically, okay? And so that's one of the things that we have here. Is air frying a healthy alternative? That's what, let me see. Lucrece says, is air frying a healthy alternative? I'm still, the verdict is out there for me, but I am currently using as air frying as a healthy alternative. However, I try to use the oven to like fry stuff, or have the healthy alternative to fry things. But there's the verdict is out, as far as there are healthier options, as far as like the equipment air fryers that you should use, because not all air fryers are created equal as well. And so I'll be sharing some of that. You gave me just an idea, sis. I'll be sharing some of that information in the recharge community about some equipments as well. But yes, ultimately, not all air fryers are created equal, and it's because they're still new in in like in the food industry per se. For me, I feel that there's not enough data to have it, but there are healthier options as far as like which one is a healthier air fryer to use. But I rather fry in the oven, use that alternative. And then what I'll also, and then that'll be my second option as well, because it's time saving as well. But I will share that. I will share that. I think I'll share that here. Let me see. Let me see. Good question following. All right. Oh, yep. Sylvia said, "Good question." Following. You know what? What I'm gonna do is once I get off here, because I do have a healthy alternative. I just can't think of it off the top of my head because I'm so excited. I'm interacting with you guys, but I will share the air fryer, the one that's one of the best healthiest as far as you utilizing it for consumption from food. And I'll put it here in the comment section because definitely I want to empower you. So I'm excited. Let me see what other some other questions. Okay. Oh, all right. She says, okay, awesome idea. So listen, you see how we're interacting, you see how we're having a good time. This is exactly what's going to happen in the 5th and 6th week of recharge coaching. I'm going to empower you. I'm going to give you more information. I'm even going to help you make those connections, because for the previous 4 weeks, we will cover renewing our minds and refiring our spirits. And then on the 5th and 6th week, what we're going to do is I'm going to empower you. I don't, that's the word I got, right? I'm going to empower you so that you can recharge your life and the life of your family, and knowing the connection of your emotions and your minds with your food, and what you're eating, what it's telling you about what you're going to find out, the connection, what it's telling you. And you're also going to find out, we're going to do a food assessment as well. We're going to do the foundational teaching on how to read labels as well. And then on the last week, we're going to encompass everything that we've learned, and we're actually gonna go on a fast together. Yeah, that's how we're gonna finalize the recharge coaching program, because it's a 6-week coaching program, and I'm excited about it. So we're gonna encompass everything that we learned for those 6 weeks, and on that for those 6 weeks, and on the 6th week, we're literally going to go on a fast. And so I'm excited about that. So if you want to learn more about the recharge coaching program, you can go to www.restorationfromwithincoaching.com/recharge. Again, www.restorationfromwithin.com/recharge, so that you can be better informed. And you need to invest in yourself, sis. I'm telling you, you will not be the same. Why? Because you'll be in a group of community of chicas, just like you, busy moms who are trying to really recharge their life. They're trying to set a strong foundation so that they can build their temples, right? And that's what we did today. I empowered you with information, because we don't want to age drastically. I don't want to. I want to see my kids grow. I want to see my grandkids. I want to see my great grandkids. I want to be in my right mind. I don't want to be a hindrance to my family, as far as like, having to put the burden of, medical care. I don't want that. I want to break that cycle. I do. I want to break that cycle holistically. And that's what we offer here at Restoration from Within, a kingdom path to holistic wellness. So I'm super excited. I am. So join me tomorrow. We're going to refire our spirits. We're going to burn those weeds of worry. Yes, we're going to burn those weeds of worry, and we're going to find out how we're going to do that. And so I'm excited to see you. Thank you for joining us. And again, please let me know how this has helped you. Share with other chicas, empower other people, and share the knowledge, because that's one of the greatest gifts that you can give anybody. It is the gift of health. I love y'all to life. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.